Can we talk about hoarding for a moment? In this last 6 months working with a family member, it is the first time that I have encountered hoarding up close and personal. Since it is such a growing trend, if you watch the news, you'll often see a story about a fire in your local area, and the firemen will say that they had trouble getting into the home because of hoarding, or they actually have to let the place burn because hoarding is going on. So it's very prevalent. It is, regardless of economics. It happens in every neighborhood at every income level. If you haven't encountered it, or you're not aware of anyone doing it in your family or in your neighborhood, it may very likely be happening and you just haven't seen it yet. That's pretty much the situation that I was in. So it's worth considering, as the person who will show up to help a person who is experiencing hoarding behavior in their life, and it may have been going on for years or decades, as the person who's going in to assist them during a medical emergency, and you discover that is the condition of their living space. There are a couple things to keep in mind. It is important to have safe access to their space so that you can get important information. For example, if there are passwords written down somewhere in the house, if there are checkbooks, you need to find the keys, car keys. If there's a key to the mailbox, there might be a security system, things like that. From that perspective, you may have a need to create some order. And this can only be done with the permission of the person who lives there. One of the ways that I addressed it was having a one-on-one conversation with my relative. And I framed it with hopes that this person was going to return home. And they did, not for long, but they did return home. But in hopes that they were going to return home and need medical assistance. The way that I framed it was that the home health care agencies would need to feel safe and have access to basic necessities, to be able to wash hands, to clean things, access to a clean bathroom, that kind of thing. And that was how I was able to get the person to agree to let me go in and make some decisions on that person's behalf about removing what I was able to deem as trash. Now, other people may walk into the situation, look around, and say, it's all trash. And if only it was that simple. I don't believe any situation of hoarding is truly that simple. What I found was there were what I would consider pieces of gold mixed in with what most people would consider trash. It's a tricky situation. It takes time. It requires that you're trusted. I took that responsibility. I said that I would look at everything that left. We hired a junk hauler. It's important to find resources that are trustworthy, especially when it comes to a junk hauler. You want somebody who is highly recommended. I received that recommendation from a trusted friend who is a realtor. Realtors deal with this all the time. Another good resource for getting recommendations in this area of hoarding might be home health care nurses. They see it all the time. So I just wanted to share that with you in case that's something you may be encountering. All right, take care.